15 minutes of racing with 28 cars on the grid. Let's see how this one is about to go down. On board with the first car on the grid, and we already have some drivers getting false start disqualifications, and I think some of them are just going to get into a drive-through. Nick gets a good start there, and both of the three blue cars are going through there without trouble. A bit further back we see a lot of cars there trying to shuffle around. On board with John Michael Lafon, and two cars side by side closing the door ahead of him. Not really happy. His situation is now going to drop down a lot here. And first chicane, and one of them does send it up very aggressively. And speaking of aggressive, they are going 3 wide there on the downhill. This is not looking good for John. But he does send it up for the second chicane and gets through there without major troubles. We have one of the cars there going off track. And he now goes side by side approaching the right hand turn. Side by side through the corner. Lot of contact there, 3 wides behind. It's the chaos that you can expect from a rookie's race. I would assume some of the cars are already damaged. Thanks for the opportunity there to advertise Joseph BBS, but that doesn't really matter much to us. The other Hungarian in the field, Chabadorchak, got kinda taken out in the final chicane and now drops down to P20, unfortunately there. Fortunately, the 3 cars that started at the front are still in the front. It's going well for them. Not much of a gap between them, but maybe the leaders are going to fight with each. So Nick is still in first, Uwe second, and Attila in third. These two do look very close to each other on track. I'm wondering if any of them will go for a move in one of the chicanes. John didn't have a good start, but now looks like he's in a good place there on its own. Not much to be worried about. A bit further back, Chris Magan, P14 in the middle of the train here. And in front of him, they are going side by side through the corner. Lots of contact actually. In the middle of the field, but let's check on with Uwe. He didn't really get a good line there for the first corner. And I think I need to out up now quick, sorry. Alright, back here at P16. And sent from one of the other cars there. I think that was James Wood who sent it up. But went wide there, if I saw it correctly, or just one of the cars looking very similar. There is a lot of contact here at the back. Hopefully it will get a bit more civilized. P5 is currently the car that's ahead of a group there. The gaps there seems to be alright, but as I say this, he might need to go a bit defensive here, as the other car behind is right on the tail. Looks for the opportunities, if there's any. Would this camera angle be more reliable? Thanks for the ad, we don't need that. Thankfully everyone still has all of their wheels on, so we don't need to advertise more. Oh, as I say that, I heard a loud squeak there. So either someone made a contact there, or we see someone going off there. Who was that car? I need to find out. Whoever it was already went back on track, but I would assume it might have been Andrasu, because the car looked very similar. But who knows. Alright, we have trouble in the middle of the group here somewhere, and one of the cars is back into the wall there. That Chris Magan, or Magan, or how do you pronounce it, I don't know. And he now has the other car that was spun out in the second chicane going side by side with him. That's Chaba Dochang, or Donchak. Both of them have somewhat of a damage at the front, and Donchang sends it up on the inside of the chicane. He might get a slowdown penalty for that. We also have another Hungarian going off at the track, and that's a bit of a sketchy re-entry. Szentesi Gábor, as we would say in Hungary. Didn't get good luck there. But there seems to be a lot of mistakes happening on this race, especially at the back here. In the meantime, the leader is stretching wide as much as they can at the front. Nick right now has about 2.2 seconds of a lead over Uwe, and Uwe is about 3 seconds ahead of Attila. All three of them, same colored cars at the front, and doing the job they can to stay ahead. There seems to be some gaps forming at the back here. Some dust were kicked off, but let's see. Darius is going side by side through turn 2 and gets a job done. He's now secured P19 there. Let's check on Andre in P6. That might be a bit too much there on the curves. He might get a slowdown penalty for that. Slowdowns are very, very rough around this circuit. And if you're using something like Otterhard and you don't use the in-game original, like essential HUD components, you don't even know how much time you need to serve. So it becomes a bit of a gas game. I'm talking from my experience. I got a drive to once because of that. Now he's being pushed around from the car behind. Mars behind him is telling him, hey, I know you want to secure P6, but can you keep the pace up a bit? Or could you increase it a bit, because I'm getting bored behind you. So through turn 1. Let's see if he will go up on the inside there for turn 2. He makes a look there, and Andre was thinking that he maybe go up on the inside there. He left the door kinda open there. But both of them go through there without trouble, and the gap seems to be increasing between the two cars there. Alright, let's check on Pedro here in P9. He's also just right behind the other cars that we looked at. Both of them went pretty much over the chicane there. I'm not sure. Yeah, he looks like he's slowing slowing down here a bit, so I guess he was serving a penalty there. To slow down penalty or evading the penalty. I think that would be the perfect way to say it. Alright, down behind them. It's like I'm seeing the complete opposite of what is happening ahead, because two cars with very similar colors going almost side by side. We also have someone, Mars, has left the race. I think maybe he was punted off or something, and they go 3 wide there after that corner. So I think there may have been some contact behind two cars. Either one of them got disqualified for too much bumper to bumper action or something similar. You can hear a lot of tire squeaks. And someone is off there in the gravel. That might have been P60 who just dropped down. And we have some dodgy racing once again here. But Matthias is okay with this. He gained from that. He's alright with that. Let's check the action from the air. So we have 3 cars right here, all fighting for P9 now. In the meantime, there is some battles for P16 as well at the back. Unfortunately, I think the area cameras aren't the best here. Matthias now drops down to P10 as the other car was going side by side with him on the downhill. Heading into the chicane, he lost down. Alright, let's check on James Wood behind them. On board with James here. He has a look on the right side and maybe a bit too ambitious there. He's almost going side by side. Maybe a bit late braking, or just the door was suddenly opened. Let's see how he handles turn 1 here. Oh, could be a good line, depending on the cars ahead, of course. That could also be a good line. Can he go side by side? Thinks about it, The door is open there. Can he go for it? They are not side by side, and he bails out of it. Alright, braking here. Can he get a line working here? The car goes off track there, and that is all he needs. Can he go and take the place there? Yes, he moves up to P11. Good job there, James. A lot of other cars as well going off there. And speaking of going off, he goes off into the air over the chicane. A bit of a styling fits in. Just make sure to serve any penalties you would get or any warnings you get, so you don't have to worry about doing a drive-through. And yes, I'm answering. Sorry. Alright, looks like Mart is still in the race here. So I wasn't sure if he was gone or if he got disqualified. We saw someone leaving the session there, so I assumed he would be the one. But nope, he's still here and working this race hard. Currently in P9. Sagar in front of him. Matthias behind. So let's see if he can do the same as what we saw with James and get a good line going on here. He's on the outside for turn 1, but can he make it work? They're going side by side through turn 1 and he cannot get an advantage there. He couldn't get the better exit there, but maybe he can move up on the inside for turn 2. No, but he's right behind the other car there. Bumper to bumper, and of course there's a Red Bull livery car behind, so you want to make sure you check your mirrors from time to time. They are going side by side there, approaching the first chicane. He's gonna be on the outside. And the red car drifts out a bit. Maybe this will open the door for Martz. Just enough gap there, but I'm not sure if he will go for it. No, he bears out of it for the second chicane. But these three cars are very close to each. And we are seeing some very good racing here. Very tight, very close racing. In the meantime, the leaders are approaching the finish line. And Saga drops out there! He goes out on the track, loses the control. In the meantime, Nick has already crossed the line. Uwe also crossed the line. Attila crossed the line as well. So the leaders did not change whatsoever. P5 is Mahel. Andre crosses the line as well. But let's check Saga and the others. The Saga drops down to P10. That was a bit unfortunate for some of the cars there in the final laps. But let's check the back of the field. Do we have any battles here? Tino car is the last one on track here. This car doesn't look the best when it comes to physical shape. We have Danny right here, crossing the line in P20 as well. And these 2 or 3 cars are so far back that I'm not even sure if they will be able to cross the line. And Federico is so happy that he's still going around. Either that or we're just watching the AI control going over the track here. This was a nice race to watch. The leaders didn't really put up a fight for each, but there was plenty of action at the middle and lower field of the race. There was some good racing in the midfield. Have a good day or night. I'll be seeing you around.